Alright, there we go. Not yet. I was waiting for it to be on stream so I would have proof that I did it. So, 1 second. There we go. And I just checked out your Discord. That's a really cool animated Tron thing you got going on for that one. That's pretty cool. Alright. So, the one that you came up with was Lich, correct? So that one we can write down real quick as well. Well, your model jumped up to where we could see your boots. What? My boots? Adventure Time type Lich. Ah, okay. The Ice King. No, wait. You said Lich is an Adventure Time Lich. Oh, okay. Never mind. That one would be straight up just the evil playthrough. That would be nuts. With maybe an eventual heel turn where they're like, there can't be chaos if nothing's left alive. Like, they think they're worshipping Sheogorath when in actuality they're worshipping Jigalak. That'd be neat. That'd be a neat concept. Everything you touch starts to rot. That too, yep. Alright, I should bold this first. Adventure Time style Lich. You're an ads, give me a bit back. Ain't giving up on your Argonian dream. Ah. Okay, so that's over. Like the Lich is what your gemstone is based on? Ah, okay. Argonian time. Ah.
Hydrate,
Cruelty.
you bastard! Hydrate!
Cruelty! Yeah. Freedom! There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, let's see here. Ah, I've been flipped. Alright. So, for this one, backstory. Oh, wait, right. I need to size this. I can just grab this portion right here and copy and paste. Playstyle. And roleplay hooks. There we go. Gobbo's in air jail because chaos. Sounds about right. Now what kind... what the fuck? How did that happen? What? 1 second. That was weird. I'm not sure how I changed outfits like that. Huh. That was odd. Anyway. Or was I? Right. What's up, Jaeger? You're tired as fuck, Penguin? Alright. Well, hopefully you're here long enough for the Argonian stuff. One second, let me just switch that one. Wanted that. There we go. And take that out of italicized. Put that back at that. This one was... It says this lady put hot sauce on her son's... You read something on the picture for a video. What the fuck? That's terrifying for a number of reasons. Jesus. Now let me think for a second. Oblivion Invader. Second Invader. Argonian. There we go. And then we just copy paste all these right here as well. Thumbnail, that's what it is. That's weird. Is it a thumbnail for like a YouTube video or something? Like, that's just bizarre. Fingers of the Mountain added. Are you talking about a specific mod? 1 second. Unlock that. Let me check real quick. Oh, I got something. What do we got? What is it? It's a tomato! Or a strawberry, I'm not sure which. Let me eat it. Come on. Come on, motherfucker. There we go, got it. Rude. Yes, YouTube detective video. The spell, I don't know what the mod would be. Okay. Yeah, let me look it up. Let me see if we can find it online real quick, just so I know which spell it's for. Let's see here. Fingers of a Mountain. Spell. Skyrim mod. Okay. It looks like this one is mainly a mod added in by other people. Let's see here. There's a lightning spell that was the strongest spell in Oblivion. I see. Releases a beam of charge that ricochets between targets for 50 damage per second to health and magicka. You also take a small amount of backlash damage while channeling the spell. Okay. Seems interesting. Could be a better chain lightning spell. Let me see. Do we... I don't know if we have something similar, but I'll see about downloading it just in case. 1 second. Let me manual download that real quick. There we go. Alright. We'll skip past that one.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Yes, Jaeger, I will hydrate. 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Now, we need to figure out which one of the races in Skyrim they're going to end up being. See if there's any necrosis spell mods. I believe we have a bunch of shadow spells, as well as a ton of undeath-related stuff in general for the mod stuff. So let me just check. Undeath. We'll put it at that for a moment. Let's see. Undeath Remastered. Undeath Classical Lichdom. Worn Undead. Undead Creatures. Crafting. Undeath Patch. Are there any where you can revive a dragon skeleton? Let me check Undeath Remastered to see if that has any of it. Let's see here. Hello, Pika. Let's see. Visit on Nexus. Here we go. Does it have anything relating to dragons? Control F. Dragon. Okay, let's see here. Dragontail Mountains. Dragonborn DLC. Dragontail Mountains. Dragontail Mountains. Dragonborn. It looks like this one doesn't have anything to do with that. Let's check Classic Lichdom. That's not what I was trying to do. Visit on Nexus. There we go. Bites Pika, the Cruelty. Control F. This one has a few more dragon things on it. Dragon Priest animations. Summon a flying skeletal dragon for 90 seconds. Okay. Not revive a dragon, but, okay. Bite. Ooh, you're slimed, Pika. I see. So that's bad stuff going on, I see. Hope you have a good day, at least, or at least have a better day. Depending. Dragon Tail, Dragon Priest, Dragons. Dragon Priest. Dragon. Argonian Best Race. Dragon Priest, Dragon Priest, Dragon Priest, Dragon Tail. Looks like right now, for this one at least, they just have summoning an undead dragon. Which, fair enough to an extent, but it is annoying that it's not a thing for that. Guess we'll have to find out. We'll have to see. Okay, let's try. Okay, see you in a moment then. Let's see. How about we try Necro? Here we go. Immersion. NPCs react to necromancy. Necromancer robes. Some Creation Club stuff, which is a given. They did add quite a bit more in regards to that stuff, so I suppose it's not too much of a bother. On top of that, we also have the poison spells from the Restoration Tree now, which is really good. The fact that those aren't part of, like, the Destruction Tree surprises me, but, like, what can you do? There's also the Shadow spells that are also on this. Immersion. Oh, that's cool. Vampires can't cast no shadows as part of the whole thing. That's pretty cool. Book of Shadows. Armors, lands, Rift in Sky. Okay, let me try magic. Magic, Vile Darkness is apparently a thing. Here we go. Perks, abilities, and power. We'll check that one and see what other stuff we have available, and see if we can't come up with some interesting stuff via that. There we go. Oh wait, that's lighting. Animations. Oh, here we go. Perks and abilities. Here we go. Ordinator is one of the main things. It's got a ton of stuff to help with roleplay and everything, so that's helpful. Apocalypse is a really good one as well, though it mainly deals with bombastic spells. Odin's got some interesting stuff as well. Let me check that one real quick. Visit on Nexus. Is this one enchanting or just magic in general? Yes, this one's magic in general. It has a bunch of different new magic effects. Adds in a bunch of stuff as well. Oh! You can... That's fun. You can conjure a full-on wolf with that one. That's pretty neat. Okay, now... Let's figure out what species we want this lich to be. Back, Gobbo. Alright. Let me think for a second. Which one would this lich be? Nord would be okay. Randomize? Alright. Let's find a Skyrim randomizer real quick, and we'll use that to determine what their species is. Skyrim... Character randomizer. Here we go. Generator for Skyrim. Any human species? Alright. In that case, we can skip past Khajiit. Dumber is also skipped because... Hello, Bread King. Because you said human species for your character concept. So, Orsmer, Breton. Breton works. Breton works. Adventure Time style Lich shall be Breton, then. Until stated otherwise. Oblivion Invader is already Argonian. Upside Down Gob? Yes, Upside Down Gob. At least until somebody frees the Gob. Dunmer is the Dark Elves. That's the Dark Elves. I already have one for Dunmer. It's Dunmer Battle Mage, the Ashen Exile. Breton Necromancer. Necromancer. There we go. The Foxo Boxo. I hope you are okay in your Foxo Boxo, Pika. Argonian Invader. Honestly, that one can be anything, really. As long as it's an Argonian and it's putting the ones to the Daedra, I think they'll be happy. So that one can be any class. Oh, a little quirk of the Lich is super passionate about staying hydrated. Alright, so that one, roleplay hooks. I'm just gonna say, for the funny, craves moisture. Oh. Craves moisture. There we go. And then hates life. Don't we all? It's a very relatable Lich. That would be perfect for a rot-based Lich. Yes, yes. Now for this one, what else? Oh, paradoxically, this would result in them also using the Restoration tree as well, because of all the poison spells in it. So, playstyle... Get rid of the italicized right there. There we go. Conjuration with a focus. Conjuration with a focus on undead, like skeletons. There we go. Slash zombies. No, just undead in general. And then restoration, poison tree. There we go. Actually, do we have a rot-based Lich and Ghost Riders? Actually, we do have a rot-based Lich and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. That's fun. I forgot about that show. What else? If we're going with Adventure Time logic, then they worship the god of chaos. So Sheogorath would be the god they choose, if they were to choose any. Worships Sheogorath. There we go. And as a result of this, they like cheese. So maybe he died, got brought back to life, but his body continued to decay? That would work. Let's do that. And there we go. Yes, wheels of cheese. Yes. What else? Body made of cheese. Maybe not like that, but it would be funny regardless. What else had some belly style? Definitely cloth armor. There we go. Cheese teeth. That'd be funny. How are you? I'm doing alright, Bread King. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing pretty damn well. We're taking some time to come up with some backstories for a bunch of different characters for the Skyrim playthrough that we're eventually going to do after we're done with Digimon. Then we're going to vote on them eventually. So, that's going to be fun. Let's see. What else? Probably add at least a couple things. Sends in undead first. Uses disease and poison to finish the job. Yeah, each backstory is going to be an Argonian. Oh, wow. Okay. Now, backstory for the Breton Necromancer. This one is relatively easy. We could make them anything... Well, not relatively. Disgraced former mage of the Mages College in Cyrodiil would work pretty well. Or any of the colleges in the Breton area, I suppose. Disgraced former mage, or we could implement their more religious thing with Sheogorath into it and make them a former priest of Archay that learned all this random bullshit about the dead and undead. I got fascinated by it, and then betrayed all their principles and became a lich. But they didn't like the order or anything like that, so they, maybe that, maybe something else. Maybe they chafed under the ordered principles of the various mages colleges and wanted to do some more chaotic work, and they got taken out of the whole system or something. Of course, it could just be some guy that got shivved, so... Alright, I'm gonna go with former priest of Archay that got attacked and killed by an angry mob because they were doing the proper funeral rites. And someone... For the purpose of this, it would be someone that doesn't know jack shit about the Archay funeral rites. Claimed they were defiling corpses. And defiling in a stealing money and loot and all that other stuff. Is the game ready to play? Oh, yeah. I have the game ready to play in general. I actually have it open in a tab right here for later if we want to do that. Did I spell that right? I did spell that right. Okay. And someone ignorant of the rights. No, better idea. A fellow member of the clergy that wanted the position convinced the town they were a necromancer. And then they just leaned into the bed after they came back to life. That'd be funny. Sheogorath revives them for the lulz. And they become a necromancer despite them. Spite them. There we go. And that's a very good starting point for them to being a Sheogorath worshiper. At least once we find a book that will let us become a worshiper of Sheogorath. That'll be good. Alright, that one's complete. Now for the Oblivion Invader, Argonian, any class. Make this one a Doom Slayer style Argonian that got stuck in an Oblivion Gate during the Oblivion Crisis, only to be released into Skyrim 200 years later from the perspective of everybody else, but from his perspective, it's only been like a couple years. Argonian stuck in Oblivion Gate. In Oblivion. For 200 years. From his perspective. His or her, really. His/her. Probably gonna be her, honestly. But still. Playstyle. Rip and tear until it is done. Roleplay hooks. All demons must die. Old Daedra must die. My apologies. There we go. Okay, that is two of the 5 that we have so far. If anybody has any other ideas, feel free to say them, okay? Like, we have plenty of stuff we can pull from, after all. There we go. A kobold. I mean, we can use the height modifier in the character creator to make a really short Argonian, so that's on the table. Now, what kind of kobold would they be? Like, what class and everything? Because we could go anything from a fighter to a mage to anything in between, really. Me. Well, I don't really know all your stats, Jaeger. Use voice attacks only. So it's just a kobold dragonborn that is just using voice attacks. Okay. Alright. So, put that one right there. There we go. Bold. The tiny dragonborn. Kobold. There we go. I mean, if you use the cheat room, you can get some voice attacks as spells. I mean, yeah, but it'd be funnier to have them running around trying desperately to get any form of ability to fight back against all the horrors, which would be hilarious. Alright, then this one, there we go, get rid of those. Backstory. Playstyle, roleplay hooks. There we go. Playstyle for this one would be voice attacks. The way of the voice. What would be the goofiest thing ever? Shia Gorath going into a D&D setting, saying "lol sucks to be you" and grabbing a kobold at random. Okay. So they are a bit of a quartermaster type situation. Well, quartermaster if they had like an actual, what's the word I'm looking for? They're a foodie, yeah. If they had an actual troop to work with, anyway. Hater of potions. There we go. Does like to try and eat gold, only it never works. Alright. Tries to eat gold. Does not work out. Okay. Way of the voice. Some melee weapons we'll go with. Actually, you know what? Probably best for them to be a ranged guy if they're doing the way of the voice at all. So we'll give them a bow to start with, but they'll do the way of the voice pretty quickly after. Like Roger from American Dad. So super speed disguises out the wazoo, identity theft, and everything in between. Okay. Also immune to fire for some reason. I don't know. Roger doesn't have super speed? No, he does. That's canon. He's had super speed for a while.
What are you doing here?
Come to pay respects to one of my best characters ever.
How'd you fake her death, anyway?
Oh, that was easy. Until tonight, my love. I can move really, really fast.
It's such bullshit. He's used it in multiple episodes since. Mainly for the gag. Oh, I remember this clip? Yep. Oh my gosh, wow.
You sure can.
I can.
My underwear! Can I have those back?
Nope, I already sold them to that guy.
What even the hell? It's not even the only time he's done it. He's done it a ton of times at this point. They just decided to make a proper portion of his repertoire that he occasionally remembers that he has. Hilarious, honestly. How about Peter Griffin? That one's a potential interesting one because it would be mainly what's the word I'm looking for? That one would be mainly a melee build, specifically hands. Like, they would be punching all the time. Also, unfortunately, we would not be able to make them, you know, bulky like them. Oh, left Luffy. Yes, Luffy's a good one, too. As for our tiny dragonborn kobold, I'll just quickly write down, adopted by Argonian parents who think he is a effective Argonian. After he was dropped into the world by Sheogorath. There we go. Honestly, Sheogorath is just an excellent choice for if you want to isekai somebody. How about Nemo? Oh, an easy one is Katniss Everdeen. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That one is literally just a stealth archer, I'm gonna be honest. Just make him a Nord stealth archer, and you got most of it taken care of. Well, maybe not Nord. Maybe Imperial? I don't know. Luffy's another good one, honestly. What else? What else? Luffy would be another good one. That one would be, for sure... What's the word I'm looking for? How about Peter with his stealth ability? I have no idea. Peter is a weird one because he has so many strange bullshit that he's able to do in Family Guy that theoretically you could have him be anything. And it would fit. Zoro, Nami, Robin, Usopp. Usopp would be a pretty good one. Not that Peter. Oh, okay. Peter with his stealth ability. Peter from Hunger Games. Oh, okay. That one would just be somebody with illusion magic, I think, which would be interesting at least. The Zoro one, I think that one would be and mainly will be a dual wielding build. We don't have like the ability to summon a third sword in most things, so it wouldn't really work out very well. Can we make a Frankie? Not really. To an extent we can, because like alteration exists, and we could make a bunch of random bullshit for that, I suppose. Let me think. Okay, Frankie is off the table. Yeah. Technically speaking, we could make Brooke, but it would be after we became a lich in-game. Let me think. About Soul Eater characters? I mean, kinda. But, like, the Soul Eater characters would have to have a weapon that fits them, and I have no idea if we have the proper weapons. So, like, as an example, certain characters that are using guns in Soul Eater just wouldn't work out, you know? Let me see. Why is this? That's so strange. It just does not turn on the music for it until it's weird and takes a while. Anyway. You know what? Better idea. 1 second. Let me go over to this. Change wallpaper. Here we go. Can I get this to be available noise-wise? Probably not. But it would be funny. Here we go. Nah, never mind. It's not showing up. Alright. Oh well. Oh, for extra lore for the Lich, used to be part of law enforcement. Oh my goodness. That one, I made a former priest of Arcade that got attacked and killed by an angry mob because they were doing proper funeral rites. And a fellow member of the clergy that wanted the position convinced the town that they were a necromancer. Sheogorath revives them for the lulz, and they became a necromancer to spite them. That was the one that I came up with for that. Making them part of law enforcement could be like something they did before being a priest, I suppose. That's amazing. Hey, there we go. But yeah, they became a necromancer to spite them as a result. And let me think. The Oblivion one for the Argonian is fine. What to do? I suppose we could come up with some other stuff as well. So much more detailed than I could make. Like, I have images in my head, but I can rarely put the pictures to words. No, that's fair, that's fair. It can be kind of annoying trying to come up with the ideas, but, like, I have fun coming up with things for this kind of crap, you know? Adopted by Argonian parents who think he's a defective Argonian after he was dropped in the world by Sheogorath. Isekai style. From his nest when he was a baby kobold. His nest when he was a baby kobold. Go. What else? What else? Way the voice had to shout to be heard in the Gonian village. Became a bard due to these accidental vocal training sessions. Pauses. His eventual Dragonborn status to be quite potent. About a demigod character? Well, actually, I guess the Dragonborn is already a demigod, huh? Yeah, Dragonborns are basically demigods by default, simply because dragons are demigods by default. Oh, the cheese also makes the character incredibly gassy only because I want you to add the fart shout. I don't know if I'll be able to get that one, honestly. It would be funny, though. I do agree with that. Though if they're undead, I don't think they actually digest food anymore. I got nothing for that. Oh, Batman character or the Joker or Two-Face even. I'm trying to come up with somewhat unique ideas based off the lore as well. So I'm trying to come up with some interesting stuff as well. Let me think for a second. Let me think. Actually, to my knowledge, I thought gas was caused by bacteria in your gut dying. Kinda. And if that's the case, then anything he eats causes him to become gassy, not just cheese. Let me think here for a second. What else? I got a Breton Forsworn Shaman. Oh wait, I have that copied down twice. 1 second. Oh wait, that's weird. Reach Folk Shaman. No, that's not supposed to be a Reach Folk Shaman. That's supposed to be a pirate. Pirate / Buccaneer. There we go. Buccaneer. Redguard. There we go. Spelling guard. There we go. All right. Then Dumber Battle Mage, Adventure Time Style Lich, Oblivion Invader, the tiny Dragonborn Kobold. Here's also who is so unlucky he is lucky. That makes sense from Milo Murphy's Law. Milo Murphy's Law is a weird one. And, like, honestly, I'm trying to make a character that is feasibly possible. We can't physically affect the luck in Skyrim to the point it does shit like that. I wish we could. That'd be cool as hell. We could somewhat do that in Fallout, weirdly enough, depending on the game. As an example, Ricochet in Fallout. And I feel like there's a mod. I mean, there probably is, but the main thing you want, if you want a style of playthrough where you're basically Milo from Murphy's Law, Milo Murphy's Law, is for specifically Fallout because of Ricochet and all this other bullshit. A half giant. I mean, we can do that one thanks to the height thing. Though I'm unsure. That one would probably be Nord, honestly. Half giant Nord. Here we go. Thank you for the lurk, Boo. Snap, I hope you have a wonderful night, okay? Half giant Nord. Let's switch these ones out real quick so that they're back to normal and not... There we go, okay. I wonder if you can do a frost giant. I wonder if there's a mod for that. Probably, but most of the race mods have stopped using actual species and stuff like that, weirdly enough. A lot of them have been using overlays to achieve a similar result. Thank you, Saribots, for eliminating them post-haste. The bot got by another bot. Anyway. You know what? I'm just gonna demonstrate real quick what I'm talking about with overlays. I'm just gonna quickly bring this up, because it is a standard piece of tech that they've been using for a bit now. Oh, can the character be alcoholic? Kinda. Or addicted to skooma? Both, really. Here we go. 1 second. Let me bring up the character creator. Ever do a full vampire run with improved skills or werebear, other were animals? My previous one, Dura. Oh, shit. 1 second. Oh, there we go. Back to normal. Okay. Ah, I see. 1 second. 1 second. Holy shit. Okay. 1 second. Let me just quickly quit out again. Damn, that was brutal. Okay, then. 1 second. We bring up this one. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Options. And we want advanced. Do we have a... No, we do not. Okay. Cancel that. Exit. We want to go over to here. And it's not there. Damn. Okay. I was hoping we would have the ability to alter that. Edit, maybe? No. That is not it. Maybe the Nemesis behavior, unlimited behavior engine. Also, points it. PTS is out for Fallout 76, the big boss for Burning Springs in the Ohio Grassman, aka Bigfoot. That's cool. All you do is vampire. You got like 30 mods just for vampires. Fair. Oh, this vampire skill tree mod you have adds a necromancy skill tree, so you can make both death hounds and horses like Shamir. That's cool. Also, some crazy changes to armor. Don't burn your script. I'll link you a video. Okay, alright. Nope, that's not it. Damn. Alright, I was hoping I could find the FPS locker. But I think... Actually, no. I know that that is the EMB. So, 1 second. Let me go into this, and we'll pull up the EMB for Skyrim. Hopefully it has the right stuff and I don't have to do much. There we go. 1 second. Let me look up ENB hotkey Skyrim. There we go. Shift enter to open the in-game menu. F12 for screenshots. Okay. And shift F12 to toggle the NBA on and R off. Alright. Hopefully that's the right one. What is this?
Hey, fellow Vault Dwellers, awesome news. We already know the next patch, the next big...
Okay, Bigfoot is coming to the game. Armor is changing. 4 stars outside of raid. Nice! They're changing a lot of legendary perks. That's interesting. Hopefully the perk loadout machine will be able to store your legendary perks with your loadouts now that they're making it free to swap legendary perks. I'm going to have to check this out later, simply because I am actually interested in that. So let me just save this to my watch later. There we go. Like, huge changes? That's going to be great. Definitely going to have to check that out. Should be able to change the FPS with the EMB, so hopefully we'll be able to see what's going on with that. Now, while that's loading in, might as well come up with some more stuff. We got Half Giant Nord. That one kind of writes itself to an extent, though it really depends on the circumstances for that one. We could make it tragic, or we could make it funny. So we could go either the Hagrid method, or the Half Giant Nord lady from the Elder Scrolls Online method. Her method is tragic. Hagrid's method is funny. For how they came about. So, we can... I honestly like the funny one more than the tragic one. So I'll have to see how that one goes. Gonna take a hot minute for that to load in. Backstory. Literally just Hagrid's backstory, but in Skyrim. Basically like Hagrid, yeah. Even going so far as to trying to tame a frost spider. There we go. Alright. It is up, but the loading screen isn't up and about yet, so... But we should be able to do this. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Got it. Okay. Performance, engine, limiter. Here we go. Enable FPS limit. FPS limit is 60. There we go. There we go. Okay. Did I hear a prostitute spider? No, I said a frost spider. He tried to tame a frost spider. You know, one of those ones that are sitting around in Skyrim. There we go. Okay, that should do it. Apply changes. I should have probably clicked save configuration instead. That one typically fixes the problem, whatever it ends up being. I was right. It fucked up. 60. There we go. Save configuration. And apply configuration. There we go. That should prevent my massive freeze up from before. Jesus. Well, hopefully, anyway. Alright. Shift, enter. There we go. New. There we go. Alright. How about a Breton cheese wizard with a custom staff of encheesening? If I can find one, that'd be funny as fuck. I think they're I think the Wabajack is the main way of doing that. So if we did that, it would have to be completing the Wabajack quest line basically immediately. Oh, wait. Almost. Ah. Come on. Okay. All right. We're moving again. Okay. Skyrim Unbound, main. Nothing else really. That's what I thought would happen. Okay. 1 second. Shift. Enter. That's not what I was trying to do.
Hydrate,
There
you
we go.
bastard! Hydrate!
There we go. Limit. Put this at 30. Motherfucker. I said 30. There we go. Save configuration. Yeah. You've been slacking on hydrates tonight? Ah. Well, we have been having fun talking about the whole thing, so. There we go. Now, is that going to load properly? That is the question. Up, there we go. And there we go. Okay. And now we click apply. And that should do it. 30 FPS, hopefully. And we'll be good to go. And good. All right. Now shift enter. Hey, everything's working properly again. All right. Now. Okay, good. Let's see here. We have a bunch of options for this kind of stuff. So let me just show off what the people of Skyrim and everything have been doing in regards to coming up with crazy shit. So let me just choose texture. Here we go. Oh, right. Let me, first things first, we'll need to choose the color. It can be anything, really. So I'm just going to set it to green. There we go. Nice darker green would work. There we go. Accept. And then save. Bam. Got it. Okay. And now choose texture. And we can do any of these overlays. And there's a ton of them. Combine these with a bunch of the other things that allow you to modify the shape of the character. Oh, green hair no matter what. Valid, valid. And the end result is you can make, like, so many different kinds of characters now. And you don't even need to get a custom race mod to do it. People have been making goblins, they've been making elves, they've been making all sorts of crazy shit. From all sorts of other characters, you know? Oh, hear me out using this mod? Be a rat girl or something, trying to collect all the cheese and find the artifact. What is this? Cheese mod for everyone. Adds over 100 new types of cheese, hand-placed in an immersive way throughout Skyrim, and a fully voice-acted quest with Shiagora. That would be fucking funny. I'll keep that tabbed for later, I think. That sounds like it'd be hilarious. Should I go for loose assets or for the archived version? I think I'll grab the loose assets and the archived one, just in case. There we go. Alright. Got both of those. We'll leave that be for now. Yes, add the cheese. As long as it doesn't make my game unstable, I think I'll be fine. So, but yeah, it has a ton of different modifications. All of them wildly different in what they look like overlay-wise. Allows for a lot of crazy shit, honestly. And people have been going wild with this stuff, you know? It even has, like, freckles and stuff like that to add, like, even more depth to character customization, which is insane to me, considering all the other crazy crap that people have gotten up to with this kind of stuff, you know? And then, let me just tab real quick. We can go over to, let's go with, as just an example, head, yeah. No, it's face, I believe. Yes, here we go. Go down to here, and we can get elf ear, which is what a lot of people use nowadays for trying to make it go certain ways in regards to that stuff. Though you do need specific portions to be able to do some other stuff with that, which I am not seeing right now. Extras, what else maybe? No, definitely not. I think there was a specific thing, not body scales, it was a different thing. Hair, mouth, brow, eyes, face, head. Ah, here it is. Elf ear tip. That's the one. Allows for weird shit. Ear height. Ear shape. Ear size, of course. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff in regards to that you can play around with and make lots of weird shit happen with, you know? So, like, as example with this, we can make it so that is barely there. Just enough that's noticeable. And then we can take that, play around with it a little bit. That, and if I go back to this and go back to where'd it go? Elf shape. We do that, and there we go. Now we have more of a goblin ear shape, and we can go back to head and go for ear size, or something similar anyway. Elf ear tip. Like that. There we go. If the ears are big and wide enough, does it enable a short range glide? No, but we have a hang glider for that later, so we don't really need to worry about it. And then colors, skin tone. Tab cancel. We can do a lot of stuff with this, so there we go. Instant goblin. And then we can play around with various other things to make this look better, you know? There we go. Accept. And then mate, and then we go back to this stuff, and we can easily go and do like presets instead. Go back to extras, expressions, maybe. No. It was colors. Here we go. No, I was forgetting something. No hang glider and put it in realistic mode. No, we're not going to be doing realistic mode, unfortunately. Mainly because it's not great. Like, it can be fun if you want to suffer, but I don't want to suffer, so no. Oh god, if you're going realistic, be a lore accurate ES Goblin. Yeah, that's the thing. If we're going realistic, Elder Scrolls goblins do not look like this at all. They are ugly little gremlins, which is hilarious, but still. They also have fishing in Skyrim. True, true. They do have fishing. We'll go with this one. And no, has to be white. White hair. There we go. And then we have all the other stuff. And then we have body scales. And if I remember correctly, height should be on here somewhere. Where's height? Bump, 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 bump. There it is. And we just do that. Ta-da! There's our goblin. Oh, fish-only diet? I mean, if we got any fish at all, my experience with Skyrim's fishing minigame, I mostly got either items or junk. Oh. But speaking of goblins, we should add... I'm going to add a goblin backstory real quick. Bum, bum, bum. Goblin. Now, what kind of goblin would they be? Shaman? Maybe. Maybe. There's a quest for fishing? True. There's quests for fishing and a whole bunch of other stuff, so that's completely fair. Let me think for a second. Goblin, goblin, goblin. Seafood diet, I see food and I eat it. Valid. Thinking. Goblin thief? It fits. Goblin thief would work. But what kind of thief? Would they be a Robin Hood type? I'm gonna go with Goblin thief, just generally. And then for their backstory, they are out there being a thief because they are sending all... They're sending, at bare minimum, half the loot back to their goblin cave with all their goblin friends. Grubby little hands. That works.
Hydrate, you
Could also be a
bastard! Hydrate!
curse. Could be anything, really. More hydrate. There we go. Now, let me think here for a second. Maybe not that one. As long as Gretchen... Hey, Stick, how you doing? Has been in Skyrim. They have... craved the shiny yellow rock that the big ones handed to each other. Or items. There we go. Oh, a goblin chef? Chef would work too. You're lurking, Stick? I hope you have a wonderful night then, okay? Whose food? It's so good it removes your clothes. Oh my god. So just the low-key, not quite, but still anime like that. Okay, I remember that one. But, nah. That one literally only works if we are eating our food and then physically de-equipping items. We're not going to be able to do that to other people. Soma Ukahira. True. Handed to each other for items. There we go. Better hear me out. A more Leviathan themed around ice that use only ice magic. So, Malmer. A sea elf? Okay. I can see it. uses ice magic. Typically tropical. You mainly use water-based magics. Ice would be fun, especially if they're out north in Skyrim. That would be neat. You likely letter in Yukihira. Okay. I could get behind ice only. That's valid. That's valid. Let me just add that one to the list real quick. I'm going to be putting all these into a poll so we can figure out which one we're going to be doing later. So, just do that. Marmor Leviathan, themed around ice, that uses only ice magic. So, Sea Elf. There we go. Are there any earth magics in this mod pack? I believe so, yes. I believe that telekinesis is a big deal, and it mainly uses rocks as its main thing to be thrown at. Oh, Avatar Korra type shit? Okay. So let me just add in Avatar style mage. There we go. With a side / martial artist. Because we do have the hand-to-hand one and the unarmored skill tree as well. There we go. That, there we go. Okay, we got a few new ones right here. Let's see here. Don't necessarily need to give a backstory for all of them, but we do need a general theming. Since some bending category of water bending is healing. So add in restoration on top of that one as well. That works, especially since energy bending is a thing. What else we got? What else we got? I suppose we could mess around with some other stuff as well while we're at it. Also, what is my current body size right now? I've sworn I changed that around and made it so that they were muscular. Why is it only affecting that? That's so strange. Oh well. I'll figure that out later. When messing with it wouldn't get me demonetized, because that's how the body scaling crap works for that nonsense. Bruce Radaw could be considered airbending. True, true. I don't think there's any specific airbending spells in that, but I could be wrong, because Apocalypse is part of it, and they use a lot of elemental spells in that mod specifically. So I'm not sure if air is a part of it, but is quite likely part of it. I really like that one, Paladin. That one sounds good. I'm going to add that one in, honestly. That sounds cool. We could really lean into the physical enhancements one. If we want, by potentially switching this from a Nord baseline to an Orc instead. If we wanted to. That would be an interesting flavor for that. Honestly, the Goblin one, we're going to have to decide what counts as a Goblin in the game for the purposes of the race. Because while there are a few Goblin race mods out there, almost all of them use the base Goblin from the games. And a couple of them are presets for the race menu stuff. That make you look a certain way, usually based off of the Warcraft Goblin stuff. And, well, they're not going to get a Warcraft-style Goblin look completely, so typically it is looking like me. At least to an extent. I'm not going to be allowed to show those mods off, unfortunately, simply because that would break demonetization. That would not only demonetize me on Twitch, it would get me banned. I remember a Goblins in Vanilla Skyrim. They added them in with the recent Creation Club stuff, and some people figured out how to make them a playable race, all this other bullshit. They're not particularly great. They don't really allow you to use any armor or weapons, well, you can use weapons, but not any real armor or anything. You can show them in Discord, though? That is true, that is true. Okay, 1 second. Let me pull it up on Discord so you can see where it is. Because I did post it the other day after a question in the Skyrim stuff. So, here we go. Yeah, WoW style Goblin preset. You can see that one if you want. I'm not showing it on stream. It's right there. Very first thing. I also have a bikini armor mod on your stuff as well. I mean, I don't think I have any of those on Nolvus, so I'm going to leave that be. But I should be able to use the preset just fine. Have you seen what the goblins look like in ESO? Actually, no, I haven't seen what they look like in ESO. I always assumed they looked like the ones from Oblivion, though, so I might as well check that out while I'm at it. ESO goblins. Let's see, do they look like the ones from Oblivion? Oh, okay. That's actually not half bad. I wasn't expecting them to look quite like that. They look almost... like, if it wasn't for the hunched over stuff, they would look fairly normal, honestly. That's interesting. You would be shook. They look kind of nice. Yeah, that's my thought process as well. They do look kind of nice. Like, surprisingly decent, weirdly enough. And actually, based off the body type and all the armor changes in between them, is this theoretically a playable race? This feels theoretically like a playable race. Like, did they add them in recently or something? Because they look like they all have armor that players could theoretically use. Every time you think of Goblin, you think of the one from Clash of Clans. Honestly, fair enough. Not sure? Yeah, honestly, it feels like they could add them in fairly reasonably easily based off of the armor sets they have on them to begin with, anyway. Yeah, they don't look half bad. I would play one of these in ESO if I was able to, honestly. As long as they, you know, got rid of the hunch, maybe. But other than that, I think they'd be mostly fine. And honestly, I played an orc for a long time in World of Warcraft before switching to other stuff. Well, not a long time. I played them for a while and then switched to other stuff. So, I'm not sure. Still, though, that's interesting that they have them like that. It feels very foreshadowy in regards to races they have available. Especially since they seem relatively... what's what I'm looking for? Normal? Feel relatively normal. That's pretty neat, though.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
I feel like the Goblin Knight would do well as a Knight one if I made them a Goblin Knight with a Red Guard base. I think that would be good. Because the race menu stuff allows me to do a lot of shifting around, so I think that will work fairly well. I'm definitely going to have to download a few extra mods to make it work properly if that one ends up winning. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Same for the Goblin Thief, though that one would probably be Bosmer or something. But a War Mage, don't know what that would be, but sounds fun. Honestly, the War Mage one is a neat one just generally. I think lore-wise, goblins might end up like Falmer, being that they were an intelligent race that evolved over time. I would not be surprised, especially considering we get to see a case of a Falmer before everything went to nuts, you know? Either by abuse of another race or a god. I would not be surprised, yeah. Goblins are interesting, especially since they have the same pointed ears as a lot of other mer. So it'd be interesting to see what is the cause of all that, you know? Now, let's see here. Oh, there we go. Let me switch the race over to Redguard, and we'll see what the difference ends up being. Okay, we want colors. Here we go. Choose color. Load color. There we go. Accept. 2 flame before everything went to Ta-La-La land. I don't know what 2 flamer is. 1 second. Let's change out the hair real quick, because the hair is one of the highlights of this mod pack. So, hair. Here we go. Well, that's fun. I like that one. Okay, let me see here. Is there any other changes I can make to the ears? Because it feels like I should be able to modify these substantially more to fit the look better. I'll have to look into that mod later, I think, to get everything set up properly. But regardless, I do like the look. EP Kobold noises. Valid, Jaeger. Valid. We have a lot of options now, so we'll have to see what else we could come up with eventually. Oh shit! Hello, Snap. Oh my gosh. Yep, everybody follow Snap if you haven't already. Do it now. But hello. How was your stream? How was everything? How did everything go? I hope you had a wonderful night. We've been trying to come up with character concepts for a Skyrim playthrough. So, like, we have a decent list, but we've kind of devolved into some wild bullshit. Like, I started with Reachfolk Shaman, Breton Forsworn Shaman, a Pirate Buccaneer Redguard, and a Dumber Battle Mage. Can we raid Viper? We can if we want to, I suppose. Probably. As long as they're available anyway. Regardless. Then we got Adventure Time style Lich, Breton Necromancer. It's been good, but I end up getting sleepy a little. No, that's valid. That's valid. I'm getting tired myself, but like my brain's been frying trying to come up with interesting concepts for what we're going to do for the playthrough, you know? We also got Oblivion Invader. This one is literally just any Argonian. And the backstory would be them being functionally Oblivion Doom guy, or gal, and being stuck in Oblivion for 200 years during the after the Oblivion Crisis happened. And them just being ejected one day into the area. Their playstyle would be rip and tear until it is done, and all day Druids die would be their roleplay hooks. That is it. That is it. There's nothing else. Next one after that is literally just a kobold that Sheogorath isekai'd into Skyrim for the lulz. A half-giant Nord. A goblin thief. Sea elf, that uses ice magic. That one I thought was pretty neat as well. And then a goblin with a Redguard base that's a knight from High Rock pretending to be a Breton for flavor that uses self-buffing spells and physical enhancements. So like a classic knight type, but tiny. Oh, what was the game? I can't remember. Fuck. I'm blanking on it. I'm fried from Skyrim lore and all this other stuff that we've been doing. That you were playing. Let me see here. Where was it? You came here playing, just chatting. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you had fun with that, at least. Oh my gosh. also spent some time showing off some of the character customization stuff that you can do with race menu and all the other bullshit. Bum, 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 bum. They also have body paint stuff as well that you can mess with. So we just change the color real quick. We can do this with anything really. So I'll put this as red. Except, question, how deep is the combat in this mod and what are your ranged weapon options? My ranged weapon options are bow, crossbow. I think there's this one hand cannon, but I think that one's a thing that you have to buy and download off of the Creation Club crap, so I'm not going to be bothering with that. Spells in general, and then, what was it? There was some other stuff as well. As for the combat, we are able to switch between multiple different styles of combat for every single weapon in the game, and each one has benefits and other stuff that is available for it. There's like 4 per each main weapon type. There's a lot of crazy shit. What was it? Right, here we go. That's fun. Scars, burn scars. Jesus, the sheer amount of variety that's available for this thing. That's nuts. There we go, freckles. Pattern 10, there we go. That's fun. Okay, now, what else can we come up with? Oh god, my brain. We got like 5 minutes to come up with another one if we want. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 of them. Honestly, a pretty good mix. Probably add a couple more, but I think we're good for the most part. Especially since we're going to be adding in new stuff later. Yeah. I'm going to check and see who's available to raid real quick. But beyond that, I think we're good to go on the on me setting up a vote for it all. Let's see here. Yep, Viper's right there. Where are they playing? Where wins meet? That's fun. Because you got another Hear Me Out, either a big game hunter styled Imperial. So like a Imperial that's like visiting and does big game hunts for like stronger creatures in the game or something. That'd be fun. We'll add that one to the list as well. Yeah, okay, what's the second one then? Bum, 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 bum. Here we go. Might raid out early. We are basically done now at this point, so grab that. There we go. Control C. There we go. /raid, or a native wild hunter themed after an Amazonian. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I should probably move this over here just in case. There we go. Oh, below gun. Okay. If I could get it into the game, that would be interesting. I'll have to look up where to put a lot of this stuff, but I think it'd be interesting if I were able to do a few of these. And traps. Okay, alright. Okay, I'm going to send everybody off to Viper real quick. And we're going to do that. There we go. Alright. I hope everybody has a wonderful night/day. Snap, thank you very much for raiding. Hope you have a wonderful night. Hope everybody else has a wonderful night as well. And I'll see you again next time if you have the time. We're going to be playing Fallout 76 tomorrow. And I'll be setting up the poll for all the builds and everything in the Discord. And honestly, I feel like I should set up a poll on Reddit as well, just to see what we can come up with. Though it is weird that the Reddit poll system only works on mobile. That one's weird. That one's weird. Regardless, hope you all have a wonderful night. And I'll see you again next time if you have the time. Bye-bye! As for anybody on YouTube, I hope you all have a wonderful night as well.
I'm starting to remember how to do this again.
I'll see you again next time.
Hi,
if you have the time as
Brad.
well.
Thank you
all
for
right.
your tithe, hon.
Bye-bye to you all as well. Bye!